Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to be going over exactly step by step how you can book a minimum of 5 B2B sales calls per week. And that can be for your agency, for your business, for any other business if you want, on your behalf or on your client's behalf, and so on. Just, as a start to this video, I just wanted to show you some proof of exactly what my prospects tell me when I actually send them cold emails. So you'll see that. Thanks so much for reaching out and for the kind words about our work. That sounds really interesting. Yes, please feel free to share more information on how it works. Another one. Thank you so much for sending these over. I really liked looking through your work. I really appreciate how your projects seem to focus on strategy and storytelling rather than just website design. This is from my design client, design and branding client. This one is essentially for my own agency, and I'm building something that goes beyond a traditional business. I'd love to speak with. That's the name of the founder. I'm available tomorrow at this time if that works for you. So essentially, the founder is, our prospect is essentially asking us to meet instead of us asking them. They are themselves proposing a time so that they can chat about it, and they are that excited about our offer. So that's some proof of exactly how I run my cold outbound campaigns, and how I bring at least 5 calls per week for my clients, if not more. So essentially, step by step, there are a few different things that you have to go over in order to actually book these kinds of sales calls and get these kinds of replies. And in this video, let me bring out all of these into, let me flesh out everything into distinct steps so that you can follow along, or you can actually watch other videos on my channel for each of these topics and understand exactly how to do this for your own business, for your own B2B business, right? So let's get started. The first thing essentially is, so the first step essentially is constructing your offer. So constructing your offer essentially means that you have to do a few different things to actually make this successful and make an offer that people feel this excited to reply to and actually book a call themselves, right? So the first thing essentially is market research. So you already have a vertical, right? You already have a vertical. For example, you might be reaching out to local service businesses like landscaping companies or roofing companies or cleaning companies. You might be reaching out to healthcare businesses. You might be reaching out to accounting firms. You might be reaching out to, I don't know, SaaS companies or agencies and so on, right? You have your vertical. Then you need to go out into the wild, go out into the internet and look at your own call transcripts from previous clients or any interviews that you've conducted to understand the market a little bit more. So essentially, when I say understanding the market, what I mean is you have to understand what are their pain points, what are some of the biggest pain points in this industry, and what is this exclusive thing about my own service that can solve that pain point, right? So once you figure these two things out, you will be able to understand whether this is a good vertical or not. That's one thing. And then you'll be able to figure out how much this vertical will be able to pay you to solve this problem. That's how you actually understand, okay, this is a viable market for my B2B service. And then I can start constructing offers to actually reach out this market and construct attractive enough offers to actually get their attention and book a call, right? So offer is like three things. I have talked about it a little bit more in other videos, but essentially you have to have a deliverable, and then you have to have a timeline in which your prospect can expect this deliverable to be delivered to them, right? And then you have to have a risk reversal, essentially a guarantee or a certain number of a certain um, you know uh, guarantee or risk reversal that actually manages risk on their behalf, so that they feel as if they are coming into this agreement or coming into that sales call completely risk free and commitment free. They have to just understand that, okay, I'm just researching whether this can be a feasible solution for me, and that's all you need to do in your emails, in your any kind of outreach. If you're doing any kind of cold calling or cold SMS, in some places they people are having like extreme success with cold SMS and cold calling as well. But in this video, I'm going to be going mostly over cold email. But you know, This kind of approach, constructing this kind of offers, actually work with all kinds of industries and all kinds of cold traffic. So you can literally run this in your ads as well. You can construct your offer like this. So you can construct your offer like get 5 leads a week or you don't pay. That's a good offer, right? You can essentially make sure that your offer is, you know, exactly according to the pain points, exactly according to how people speak about their company. So you'll have to use some lingo, some vocabulary, to speak in their language so that they understand that okay, this offer is just meant for them, and then they will be compelled to book a call. That's the first thing. You have to have a good offer, and your offer needs to be exactly you know cold traffic offer, right? Once you have this, you can move on to the second step, which is mapping your target market. Some people also call this as TAM, which is target addressable market, right? And I don't like to use these complicated terminologies because you don't need that. You just need to understand what you need to do, and you don't need to go into relevant abbreviations and learn all of them, what all of them mean in order to get good results. You just need to understand that okay, this is how the B2B space and outreach space and cold outbound in 2026 works, and just follow these steps to actually get success for your own offer, for your own agency, or for your own whatever B2B company you run. I'm sure that there is an offer that we can construct for you that will bring good results with cold outbound. So mapping your target market is essentially going into B2B databases or using things like Claude Code and some APIs from the internet to actually scrape a few thousand of these businesses. And these businesses need to belong to your vertical. For example, if you're scraping healthcare businesses in the US, then most of these businesses are available on Google Maps. So what you'll do is you'll go to a platform like Outscraper. So essentially, okay, Outscraper, Google Maps. This is like one of the best platforms to actually scrape Google Maps. Once you go there, you'll actually scrape a few thousand businesses. And remember that we need to start testing different offers first, offers now. So what you'll be doing is mapping your target market. You'll be scraping a few thousand of these businesses, and you'll be essentially doing two more things: qualifying these businesses and then verifying these businesses. So qualifying essentially means that you're reaching out only to the people exact ICP, exact customer avatar of your vertical, right? You do not want to reach out to SaaS companies if you are, actually in the market for healthcare companies, right? And sometimes when you scrape these data, these SaaS companies will also mix in with your actual vertical. So if you have, for example, 1,000 businesses scraped, not scarped, scraped, at least 900 businesses will be your customer avatar, your exact customer avatar, and maybe around 100 will be just junk. This will be like a random businesses that just had wrong keywords on their profile, or wrong words in the description, and they're just mixed in when you are scraping, and that's not your fault or the tool's fault. That's just the way it is. Like, the data is messy. You have to massage your data in order to get the best out of it. So once you have 1,000 businesses scraped, and by the way, this is like optimistic version of how many businesses you'll actually get when you scrape 1,000 businesses. In some cases, this is 90%. In some cases, you'll get like 80%, 70%. That's okay. Excuse me. In the long run, you only want to reach out to like good actual customer avatars. You do not want to reach out to these 100 or 1,000, depending on how many businesses you scraped, junk businesses, because you'll actually be lowering the reputation of your infrastructure if you do that. You'll actually be marked as spam by these businesses who do not want to read your offer, who actually do not understand your offer, and they'll think that you're just spamming them at random, and they'll just delete your email or mark you as spam, and essentially this will be like the end of your infrastructure. So don't do that. Always follow these two steps. So the second step, essentially, this was qualifying. The second step is verifying. So essentially, when you have an email, If you have an email like, for example, mark@company.com. So you have an email, you want to verify your email using, some verification tool, for example, an email finder. So essentially, an email, you'll see that I have like a 13,000 credits here. An email finder is like an extremely valuable resource that you can use to actually make sure that these emails are actually like reachable. When you send these emails, you do not want these emails to actually bounce, and bouncing actually reduces your reputation. So, if your email infrastructure is actually going to last for 60 days, um, or 60 days or more, you want less than 2% bounce rates. So less than 2% bounce rates to last 60 plus days. Otherwise, Gmail, Outlook, Azure, all of these email providers will actually ban you from their infrastructure, and all your emails will land in spam, and essentially you'll get like a 0.1% reply rate or something. And essentially, I have gotten infrastructure banned, in like 6 months or so, which is like an extremely good rate of getting your infrastructure disqualified from actually ending up in primary inbox. If you are getting it, if you're getting your infrastructure fried in like 60 days, 30 days, 60 days, then either something is very wrong with the way that you've warmed up your infrastructure, or maybe you're just straight up not qualifying and verifying your emails. You have a high bounce rate, or it could be that your offer is like completely bad, and you've just constructed an offer that is not cold traffic ready. And you have to follow all of these steps, in tandem. You have to optimize each of the steps in order to for you to actually get replies like this and book like more than 5 calls per week, right? So mapping your target market is done. Then the third step essentially will be just infrastructure. So you have to do a something called the reverse engineered math on this, right? Let's say you want 5 calls per week. That is essentially, I don't know, like 20 calls a month, right? You have 4 weeks in a month approximately. So you get around like 20 calls a month, right? Let's say you want that. And essentially these are sales calls, just to make sure that it's all clear. 20 calls a month. Let's say you have a reply rate of, let's say, 3%, right? On your emails. That's total reply rate, right? Let's say you're sending about 10,000 emails in total over 30 days, right? Then you'll have to actually, you'll get around 3% replies, which is around, 300 replies. That is correct, right? 30% will be 3,000, yes. You'll get around 300 replies. Let's say about, if you have a good offer. So once again, offer is extremely necessary. You have to have like extremely good offer. If you have a good offer, your 300 replies, out of that maybe 50% or more will be like positive replies. So you'll get around like 150 positive, right? So 150 positive, um, let's say you're able to book about 50% into calls. 50% of positive replies convert into calls, right? So you get about 75 calls a month. The math works, you know. And you can actually reduce this to 50. So instead of 150, let's say your offer is not that good, so you construct only, your nurturing process is not that good. So instead of 150 calls, you only have like 100 calls. Let's say you construct, instead of 50% into calls, you only do like 30% into calls. So you get 30 calls a month, and so on, right? So you optimize each step and you reverse engineer how many sales calls you want. So if you want 20 calls a month, you can do a little bit less volume than 10,000 a month, and you will easily get that volume, right? So that's how you do it. I hope this makes sense. That's your infrastructure, and that's how you actually want to make sure that you make that infrastructure, right? So let's say you want to send 10,000 emails a month, right? And let's say you do a two-touch sequence. So essentially, one person gets two emails from you. One is like the first email, and then 2 days or 3 days later, you send another email, and that's just a two-step sequence. Essentially, every prospect gets 2 emails from you so that they have enough opportunity to actually read your email, reply to your email, and so on and so forth. These people actually receive lots of emails a day. So essentially, you have to, one, optimize your offer, and two, you have to actually reach out to them more than once, because um, just reaching out to them once, it's like they may not even see your email, right? So you have to reach out multiple times, at least 2 times. That's the minimum. The two-touch sequence of 5,000 prospects in total. So you'll be reaching out to at least 5,000 unique people, right? And unique is a necessary here, because you don't want to mix prospects. So 5,000 unique prospects. Um, let's say you got some Google inboxes, and one domain has about 5 inboxes, right? That's the maximum I'll recommend, and most providers recommend actually. So 5 inboxes, and they send about 15 or 10 emails per day, right? Each inbox sends 10 emails per day. So that will be around, 50, 5 into 10, 50 emails per day per domain. So how many domains do you need, right? So in order to send um, 10,000 emails a month, you need to send about 200. 200 into 20 will be about 4,000. So you need to send about, let's say, 500 uh, emails a day, right? That's enough volume to actually cover 10,000 emails a month and 5,000 unique prospects per month, right? So you send 500 emails a day. Um, you can send 50 emails per day per domain. Then you need, you know, you need 10 domains. That's how you do the math. So essentially, that's how you do the infrastructure math. That's step number 3, right? Finally, you have step number 4, which is reply handling. So essentially, you need to what we call is nurture your prospects. None of your prospects, almost, when people reply to your cold email or cold call or even cold SMS in some cases, they never want to book a call in the first reply. 99%, or 99 out of 100 people who reply positively will ask for more information, right? Ask for more info about your offer, about how it works, about your pricing, and so on and so forth. So you need to have a way, you need to have some templates as to how you handle your replies, right? You need to understand, okay, this is what I say to people, so that it also answers their question. So you don't want to ignore their question, right? You want to answer their question, but you also want to say that, okay, in order for me to actually give you the complete picture about your business and how it will work for you, we'll be constructing a custom offer for you. So we have to like have a 10, 15, 20-minute call so that we can actually give you complete information. That's how you get people on a call, right? So 99 out of 100 people will ask for more info. One person will probably want to immediately book a call. So you get lucky in some cases. And sometimes one will turn into 100, 10, right? So instead of, you know 10 out of 100 positive replies will convert into calls immediately. 90% will actually need to be nurtured. So you need to actually nurture your prospects, and in order to do that, you need something called speed to lead. So you need to handle replies in within like 5 minutes. You need to reach out to them, call them, do whatever you have to in order for them to actually know and like you and trust you, right? um, Trust is like one of the main factors in B2B, and you have to actually make sure that you have some social proof, and you have some way of actually conveying that, okay, you are a good service provider, you know what you're doing, you actually speak in their language, so that they immediately feel as if you want to like you are a good service provider, and they want to actually talk to you then. That's how you do your reply handling. So these are the 4 steps. I hope this makes it clear. I have like a complete 2-hour course on cold outbound. If you want to watch that, go watch that. It's on my channel, and it's one of my most watched videos actually. So that's how you book minimum of 5 calls a week, essentially 20-30 calls a month. And you know if you want all of this, by the way, done for you, if you run any kind of B2B business and you want 5 calls a week, or 10 leads a week, 20 leads a week, just book a call below, and I'll be happy to show you the process and see if we can help you. And Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.